Jim, there are some out there who say that trial lawyers make the price of consumer goods and services go up. What do you say about that?
Well, frankly, Grace, I have to disagree with that. There may be cases where a lawyer has caused the price of a good to go up, such as, let's say, football helmets. We hear a lot about football helmets. Right. So football helmets may cost $1.50 more each, but they work. So you can thank a trial lawyer for the fact that we made them safer and they work. You know, if it's not going to work, why even wear the football helmet? Yeah, it may cost $1.50 more, but it works, and it may save your son or daughter's life. You know, we even got blamed. I saw one of those political ads. This was a good one. We even got blamed for the price of blue jeans going up. Well, let me tell you something. Lawyers don't have anything to do with the price of blue jeans, okay? You know, insurance companies keep this thing going, that lawyers make the price of everything go up, lawsuit abuse, and on and on and on. The fact is, if you'll make the product safe and no one's hurt with it, you'll never have to deal with a lawyer. If you make the product unsafe, you're going to deal with a lawyer.
You bet. Firestone tires, perfect example.
Well, do you want to ride around on unsafe tires on an unsafe vehicle? Or do you want someone to force the issue? Companies, as a rule, not always, but as a rule, will not improve the safety and quality of a good unless they're forced to. Even if it's 60 cents for a safety latch on a minivan. There's a reason for that. One company in particular passed on putting a 65-cent safety latch on the minivan and allowed people to fly out of the vehicle. And then they got sued.
And that changed.
Well, now there's a safety latch. 60 cents stood between safety and death. And a lawyer forced the issue, and now we have safety. You want to blame trial lawyers for something? Well, also give us credit for making the world safer, okay? I mean, it's only fair if we're going to take blame for prices going up that we also get credit for saving people's lives.
Now listen, you mentioned malpractice insurance.
Yes.
We hear in the news lately that doctors are quitting. They're closing up shop because they can no longer afford their malpractice insurance. Some people say that's because of guys like you, trial attorneys.
Well, that's really untrue as well. There are a lot of other reasons and a lot of other things going on there, Grace. Let me tell you, the insurance premiums are high for doctors. They're very high. But it's not because the insurance companies have paid it out in claims. They're high because they can charge high rates. The reason it's high is because they lost money in the markets. They've lost money in their investments. You know, years ago, insurance companies were required to make sound, conservative investments with the premium money. Now, those controls are not as strict as they used to be, and a lot of insurance companies have lost money in the market, and a lot of insurance
along with everybody else.
Well, along with everyone else, but that's not their money to lose. That's money that should go to pay claims should they arise. So now when the claims arise, they just ask the doctor for more money. To tell you the truth, one of the reasons why the doctors are going out of business or have a lot of complaints is because they don't collect enough money from Medicare, Medicaid. Their bills are slashed, which is unfair. And their bills are also slashed by the insurance companies who provide health care. So the insurance companies are working it on every angle. They collect money for health care premiums, but they don't pay the doctors in full. They only pay a percentage. The HMOs don't pay the doctor in full. They only pay a percentage, yet they collect a full premium.
And a doctor can't practice without being attached to an insurance company these days, or very few do.
Well, not very many people go to the doctor and pay out of their pocket and pay the full amount of the bill. So the doctors are hurting, and I feel bad. I feel awful that the doctors are in the position they're in, but it's not lawyers who put them in that position. You know, the tendency now is for politicians and insurance companies, through the politicians, to blame lawyers and trial lawyers, personal injury lawyers, for everything that goes wrong in this country. We need to stop and think about that for a minute. We need to stop and think about that. Trial lawyers defend our rights. Trial lawyers made it safer to have an automobile on the street. The safety glass in your automobile, a trial lawyer helped put that there.
Meaning there was a lawsuit somewhere involving
Apparently
that issue.
there was a lawsuit somewhere which forced the car companies to make a safer windshield so that it doesn't cut your head off when you're in an accident. They have seat belts now They had padded dashboards. They have airbags. Football helmets are safer. Products everywhere are safer
So we
in
should
this
be
country.
thanking guys like you.
Well, at least not beating us up all the time. It's a shame that lawyers have to take the brunt of the punishment and that we are the brunt of every political ad that runs on TV. A lawyer takes an oath to defend the law and is an officer of the court. I don't think it's fair for lawyers to be beat up the way they are. And it seems like we get beat up in November, mostly, right around election campaign time, because we're a favorite fodder for the politicians to attack on both sides of the aisle, And it's just not fair. It's just not fair. Without lawyers, we would be in a hell of a mess in this country right now. Our rights would no longer exist. We are the thing that stands between success and failure as far as protecting your rights in this country. And insurance companies are certainly not going to protect those rights.
More to come. Stay with us.